Hello chaps, and welcome to RateGin.com's first ever video tasting. This is probably going to be an absolute disaster, a complete nightmare, and probably never worth watching. However, we're trying something a bit special. We're trying the Blackwood's limited edition 60% from 2005. Something I've been keeping in the cupboard for just such an occasion, of course now, for 6 years. As you all well know, Blackwood's born from the debacle of the proposed Shetland distillery, which never really came to much. However, the company did produce some bottles of gin, and this limited edition 60% ABV was one of their better examples. And very first impression is that it's green. You don't quite notice it at first, but even out of the bottle, when you look at it through a glass, it has a slight tint to it, which reflects the botanicals which they put in it: coriander, watermint, angelica root strain, and sea pink flowers, and other various flowers found native to the Shetland. When you actually get down to tasting it, however, it's got a hell of a character. On the nose, it just reminds you of its 60% ABV, and indeed when you taste it, it does exactly the same. It's extremely strong, extremely alcoholic, not unpleasant, just very strong. Now when you try it with a bit of tonic, we tried it with Fever Tree earlier on, and found that it was a wasted Fever Tree. You may as well have had Schweppes or Britvic or even something cheaper. It's a gin just overpowered the Fever Tree tonic. Try it, however, with Fentimans, and we're hoping the very strong taste of the Fentimans will balance it out. Let's add a dash of lime for good luck. With the Fentimans, it's exceptionally smooth and delicate. It's lovely, in fact, compared to with other tonics, where the gin overpowers the tonic. In this case, it works. I've always said about Fentimans that you can make the cheapest gins taste wonderful, or indeed the strongest gin and tonics palatable. In this case, it really does come good on that second count. It takes the 60% ABV in a normal gin and tonic ratio and makes it absolutely lovely. I don't know how many of these I can manage before I end up on the floor. It is still very strong, and you can still pick that up. When trying the Blackwood 60, even with any of the tonics, the Fentimans, which usually masks the taste of most gins, in this case the coriander still comes through incredibly strong. It's the predominant flavour in my mind, and that for some people could be very unpleasant. I don't particularly like coriander leaf personally. I find it a vile flavour, possibly the most vile flavour on the planet. However, in the gin, it's not so bad, and even I can manage it. However, like I said, it comes through very strong. So if you like coriander, this is the gin for you. To round up on our Blackwood 60 2005 tasting, it is lovely, it's extremely strong, the predominant flavour is coriander, and I wouldn't waste a good tonic on it unless it's Fentimans, because for everything else, it's just overpowering. I promise that our future video tastings will be as enlightening and perhaps slightly more professionally done. But for now, if you can secure a bottle of the Blackwood 60, it's an experience well worth the price. Thank you. This is Steve Harrelson for RateGin.com saying, actually know what we're going to say.